performance against Afghanistan as they look to turn the page on a couple of ordinary efforts with a win in tomorrow's series decider. Law concedes that his side has been far from convincing in the two opening matches, despite winning the second one on Sunday, and he says the final game presents an opportunity for the Windies batsmen to step up.
Fresh pitch, it's a must-win game for both teams. So exciting cricket to be played. Our batters have got to step up. Someone in the top six, I'd like to go on and see score 100. 20s and 30s aren't getting us many results that we'd like. I'd like to see 80s to 100s, 120s really kill the game for us and let our bowlers loose with a total on the board. That'd be outstanding.
Now the series deciding final one there is set for a 2:30 p.m. start, again at the Darren Sammy Stadium in St. Lucia. The quarterfinals of the Touch of Class Women's Road Tennis Tournament was completed last night at the Dighton Power Roach facility in Bush Hall. In the A class section, Rochelle Smith defeated Margot Lord 21-6, 21-11, while 3 advanced from the B class. CBC's Damian Best reports.
B-class quarterfinals, Samantha Rogers closest to the screen versus Crystal Harewood. Harewood with the beautiful drop shot. Rogers, though, would take the first game 21-16. Errors from Harewood costly. Then a little bit too casual with the back arm and into the net. Second game, Harewood and Rogers trading winners. Athleticism of Rogers, sharp indeed. Harewood earning her points using some exquisite ground strokes, fluent back arm. Rogers makes the mistake. Then a chop straight out the butcher's manual, lethal. Tied at 21 all. Nice rally. Then Rogers having a moment, completely missing the ball. Point to Harewood. Harewood going on to level the contest. Game point here. Rogers into the advertising, 26-24. Third game, Rogers back in business, shift and forearm. Then coming inside the court with the golden touch, up 8-7. Harewood, a counter punch. Rogers out of position and in the tangle. On the turn, Harewood looking to catch Rogers napping. Nasty injection. Harewood did well to get to 18, but Rogers had the momentum. Look, but you can't touch. Rogers does it in 3 games, taking the third, 21-18. She's moving on to the semis. That one too long. Next up, Miranda Manning, closest to the screen, 1 in 2 straight over Judith Prescott. Longest rally of the first game, Manning with the error. But indeed, Manning, she did enough of the right things to take the first game, 21-19. The second was pretty much straightforward. Manning sealing it, 21-13. Also headed to the semis, Asabi Downey in the far court playing Kizwana Miller. Miller had her moments. Nice shot, but Downey was in firm control of her destiny. Coming up trumps after this rally. Downey going on to win the first 21-17 and the second 21-15. Concentration 100. Damian Best, CBC Sports.
St. Jude's booked their spot in the quarterfinals of the Byco Primary School football competition when they defeated A. DaCosta Edwards today in Orange Hill. A. DaCosta Edwards got on the score sheet first through Keaton Worrell, but St. Jude's came back to win 4-1, compliments of beaver trick from Dante Gill. Meanwhile, Wesley Hall also progressed to the quarterfinals when they defeated Gordon Greenwich 2-0. Wesley Hall scored in the 10th minute via Edwin Barnett and returned in the 37th to seal the game, compliments of Javion Whitehall's strike. St. Albans were the third team of the day to secure their spot with a 1-0 win over Milton Lynch. Rivaldo Messiah scored a penalty in the 27th minute for it to be the eventual decider. And Wilkie Cumberbatch were 3-0 winners over Blackman and Gollop with goals from Rio Clark Hunt, Josiah Smith, and Darian Blackman. Coming up, St. Barnabas send Rangers packing.
Safety on the road is the #1 rule. Always check brakes, indicators, and tires before riding. Be sure to wear a helmet and protective gear. Make sure your motorcycle is outfitted with a light that is working, as motorists may have trouble seeing you at night. Motorists, be sure to give cyclists adequate room and be aware of them, especially at junctions when they may be changing lanes. Ride safe. A message brought to you by the Ministry of Transport and Works.
What's your rhythm?
94.7 FM, the rhythm of life.
CBC presents each and every Friday at 9 p.m. Get a chance to discuss health and legal issues. We will explain and bring clarity to many of your concerns. Join us via the email talk@cbc.bb or call live at 228-5562 or 63.
It was a 10-goal victory for Pine Hill St. Barnabas as they claimed C.O. William Rangers as their latest victims in the BNA's Division 1 League competition. Playing at a netball stadium in Waterford, St. Barnabas were definitely the better team on the night. CBC's Anne-Marie Burke reports.
Netball usually has good crowd support, and this game between Rangers in yellow and St. Barnabas was no different. Rangers here with possession found themselves on the back foot in the early stages, and despite trying to keep it a close one, they were down by 3 goals at the half, 15-18. Into the third, St. Barnabas will extend that lead. A nice overhead pass right into the circle and into the hands of shooter Shanice Banfield, who was effective on the night. Admittedly, Rangers played a rather sloppy game, and St. Barnabas benefited from a lot of these mistakes. The ball is heading back down court, and watch the passing. All players finding the space. And again, Banfield to finish it off, and sure enough, she did. Rangers was finding it hard to get through the defense, but kudos to Cadogan and Davis in the circle, backing up each other to keep the game interesting. But in the quarter where St. Barnabas shot 10 goals to Rangers 4, there was no doubt who was having the better game on the night. St. Barnabas at the end of the third, up 28-19. So the final 15 was the business end of things. Banfield passing to Zilkaya Curtin, who contributed 16 goals to her team's total. Rangers trying to keep in there. Cadogan from long range, she shot 7 from 16 attempts. Rangers did have a better show in this final quarter with free Rangers shooter Davis. She netted 17 from 34. But the night really belonged to St. Barnabas, and the point woman was Banfield, 18 from 29 attempts. As at the final whistle, St. Barnabas held on for the 34-24 win. Anne-Marie Burke, CBC Sports.
Thanks, Anne-Marie. And staying with netball, Barbados have made one change to the senior netball team for a quadrangular series in Northern Ireland. Sabrina Smith is back after a concussion during the recent test series against Jamaica, which forced her out of the following series with Trinidad and Tobago. Smith replaces Rashida Chase for the tournament that involves the hosts, Northern Ireland, the Republic of Ireland, and Singapore. The full team reads Ryan Niles, the captain, Latonia Blackman, the vice, Shanae Azore Bruce, Shanice Rock, Tanisha Rockyall, Teresa Howell, Shade Brown, Demisha Croney, Sabrina Smith, Rhea Holder, Shaniqua Thomas, and Shanika Wharton. That quadrangular tournament runs from June 19th to 23rd, and this is the final test series that Barbados will compete in prior to qualification for next year's Commonwealth Games. Now, the deadline for qualification is July 1st this year. There was exciting action at the National Stadium as the Olympians Classic held by the AAB came to a close over the weekend. Let's take a look at the 200 meters that took place on the final evening. CBC's Damien Best reports.
Under 18 boys, 200 meters in the blocks and out in a hurry. In the red and black is Anthony Hoyt Small of Rising Stars, continuing his fine form throughout the season. He powers his way home with strong strides and picture-perfect form, winning in 21.90 seconds. Second went to Delano Wickham of Pacers Track Club in 22.47, while Carl Gill of Quantum Leap was third in 22.68. On to the women's 200 open, and hello in the middle of the track, taller than the others and showing her power, was none other than Jade Bailey, still ruling the track at the National Stadium in 2017, winning this race in 23.44 seconds. Second was Tiana Boyne, 24.45. Hannah Connell of Velocity Management, third, 24.59. To the men's open now, good to go, and it was even Stevens over the first 100 meters. The race taking shape off the turn, a battle royale between lanes 4 and 5 and 6 in the mix, but Joshua Walcott gets his head in front, inching his way to the finish. 21.22 seconds, the winning time. Fallon Ford of UWI Blackbirds was second in 21.20, followed by Kenton Brown of Rising Stars, 21.36.
Thank you very much, Damien. Now on to horse racing. Stolen, ridden by Ricky Walcott, won the feature race, that being the St. Anne's Garrison Handicap that went over 1,800 meters at the Garrison Savannah over the weekend. Stolen stopped the clock in 1 minute 52 seconds to seal the $16,000 purse.
Away they go in the St. Anne's Garrison, and Stolen immediately assumes her role and she picks it up in the early stages. Spartacus sits second, then there's Donico did it to the outside of Spartacus, and Princess Tiana, the heaviest horse in the race, is content to trail as they come into the stretch for the first time. So as they turn the corner, Stolen leads from Spartacus, then there's a break of 4 back to Donico did it, who's content to sit off the dueling pair up front, and Princess Tiana and Antonio Bishop trail as they come through the stretch. So it's Stolen who's grabbed a hold of the bit, and Ricky Walcott trying to ration out her speed. Then Spartacus sits second past the wires. Then engaging Donico did it is Princess Tiana. These two are at the back of the field. They're racing in 2 pairs past the 5.5. The opening quarter in 26 flat, and it's Stolen and Spartacus on 2 front running missions past the 5 furlong marker. Still a gap of 4 to Donico did it, and Antonio Bishop's asking Princess Tiana to get into contention. The filly, who's distributing 13 to 18 pounds to her counterpart, trails, and she's 5 lengths off of Stolen past the 4 furlong marker, and Stolen has been pressured by Spartacus every step of the way. Donico did it and Princess Tiana are trying to get closer. It's been a pretty much a merry-go-round from the word go, and Stolen's led at every call. Spartacus is getting closer past the 3 furlong marker, 6 in 1:15 and 4, and Stolen is engaged by Spartacus, and they still have a cushion on Princess Tiana, and Donico did it, who still races 1 with a quarter mile left to go, and Spartacus is really tested to put away Stolen this event as they come to the corner. It's Stolen on the inside, Spartacus out wide, Donico did it, and Princess Tiana is beaten to a frazzle as they turn for home. It is Spartacus to the outside, but Stolen is grabbing the bull by the horns, and she continues to take it to Spartacus, and in fact she's actually turned back Spartacus inside the final furlong. Ricky Walker and Stolen go gate to wire in the St. Anne's Garrison. She wins by 2. Spartacus second, Donico did it third, and Princess Tiana was the last one home.
Time to tell you what's happening on Wednesday, tomorrow, on the day of sports. The first semi-final of the ICC Champions Trophy between England and Pakistan gets underway at 5:30 a.m. Barbados time. Then the West Indies will be eyeing a series victory when they play Afghanistan in the 3rd and final ODI at the Darren Sammy Stadium in St. Lucia. Live coverage will be on CBC TV from 2:30 p.m. There is a BNA Division 1 netball clash between UWI Blackbirds A team and Guardian General Pride of Villa at the Netball Stadium. Start time 7 p.m. And it'll be round 3 of the BFA Champions Cup. It continues at the Wildy AstroTurf with a doubleheader. Kings Park Rangers will tackle Hottlesole Turner at 7 p.m. while Potential Ballers will battle Barbados Youth Service at 9. That's Sports Night for Tuesday. We'll be back again tomorrow. I am Mark Seal. Have a good night.